Are you ready for combat, guys? As we are finally starting the Starcraft Battle Units series. I'm hyped as we're going to talk about the Terran unit, the Marine.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Short video plan. We're gonna cover the basic stats, production, upgrading, strength, and weaknesses. We're beginning with the basic stats for the Marine. It is a light biological unit. Why is it important to know this? Because some of the units in Starcraft do bonus damage to light or biological units. For example, the Hellbat or Hellion. The damage of the Hellion normally is 8, but versus light it's 14. So the Hellion deals 14 damage versus the Marine, but only 8 damage versus the Marauder. This is important to know as it helps you to understand which unit counters which. Moving on, it's a general purpose infantry. So the Marine, it's easily produced and it's cheap, so you can mass the unit. The known strategy, a really known strategy for Terran, for the Terran race, is the bio style, which is basically massing Marines, Marauders, and Medivacs. The Marines and Marauders are biological units, and the Medivac can heal biological units. That's why, in short, you just say Bio-Terran or Bio, and everyone knows what you're talking about. Specifically for the Marine, it can attack ground and air units. This is a really strong feature for the price you pay. Only 50 minerals for this unit, but it can attack both ground and air. It will come in handy after the Marine is upgraded. So the life, it has only 45 HP and 0 armor. So this is how the Marine will look like after it's produced from the barracks in the first few minutes of the game. The move speed is 3.15. As we don't know the other move speed of the units, we cannot really compare it right now. But we can see the workers, as all workers in Starcraft have the same move speed. So comparing to the SCV 3.94, the Marine is slower. You can see here the probe is the same, and the drone also the same move speed. So after your Marine is produced, it's relatively slow, but you can upgrade that later on. We're gonna talk about the stim. First, let's see the damage. It's 6. It shoots for 6 damage every 0.61 seconds. As we mentioned, it can target air or ground, and the range is 5. Not huge range, but considering the cost and how early it can be produced, it's balanced, you can say. Strong and weak against, we're gonna cover every single unit. in later videos, but obviously this information right here is valid. It's weak against those units because those units right here, Siege Tank, Baneling and Colossi, deal splash damage or damage not only to one unit but to surrounding units as well. Moving on to the abilities and upgrades, you can upgrade the life, the maximum health of the Marine with +10, so it becomes 55. And this applies to the Marines that have been already produced and are gonna be produced. So let's say you have 10 Marines on the field and you just research Combat Shield. From 45 HP they're gonna become 55 HP. You don't need to wait for another wave of units before the upgrade. And the next upgrade, the Stim Pack. It enables the Marine and the Marauder for a short period of time to increase their attack and movement speed. You're gonna see that in game. I forgot to mention that you can upgrade those features right here from the engineering bay. The upgrades there apply for all infantry units. So basically when you upgrade +1 attack or +1 armor, it applies for the SCVs, only the armor for the SCVs, but the attack and armor applies also for the Marine, Reaper, Marauder, Ghosts. As all of these units, all of these 4 units are produced from the barracks. Alright guys, there we have our Marine. From the barracks you can produce the Marine. It costs 50 minerals, 18 seconds and 1 supply.
Been waiting on you.
So after our Marine is done,
Gangway coming through.
here you can see all the basic stats as well, light biological, the upgrades, the HP.
In the rear with the
And
gear.
let's test the
This better
move
be
speed
good.
as we talked about it.
Sure thing.
Let's say they're
By the
in a
numbers,
line
boys.
and go.
10-4. You gonna give me orders?
And yeah, you can easily
Armed
see
and ready.
that the SV
Bad
is
news?
faster.
Want some? Go ahead.
Okay,
This better be good.
we talked about what's the
By the
cost,
numbers, boys.
how you can produce it.
In the rear with the
There's
gear.
another trick. So it's when you add a add-on called the reactor to your barracks,
Add-on complete.
the add-on allows you to build 2 Marines simultaneously.
Gangway coming through. Sure.
So for the cost of 50 minerals and 50 gas, 36 seconds as well to be produced, the reactor allows you this really cool thing.
What's going on?
The other add-on, the
Complete.
Tech Lab, adds the ability for you to research the Combat Shield, which we mentioned that adds +10 health to your units, and the Stim Pack.
Research.
We're
complete.
researching those, and as you can see right now our Marines are already at 55 health
By the numbers, boys.
because of the Combat Shield.
Been waiting on you. Huh?
And let's see what the Stim Pack does. Injects the unit with powerful stimulants that greatly increase attack and movement speeds for a few seconds. It costs 10 health though. Injures the unit for 10 of the unit's life. Okay,
Gonna give me orders?
we're steaming. You can see that our health went back to 45. It is stimmed.
Who wants some?
Let's see the movement speed.
This better be good.
Yeah,
Armed and ready.
our marine is a lot faster now.
Who wants
At
some?
speed of 460 62. Yeah, 462
Ouch.
compared to 3.94. It's a lot faster.
This better be good. You gonna give me orders?
But it also
Been waiting on you. By the
boosts the attack speed, right?
Roger that.
So here, this marine is gonna shoot the barracks. This marine is gonna shoot this barracks here.
By the numbers,
And let's see
boys.
for the duration of the stim what's the difference.
You gonna give me orders? Been waiting on
This
you.
is gonna be stimmed. This marine is not being stimmed. And let's see.
This better be good. By the numbers,
Okay.
boys.
You can see here, this marine damaged the barracks more compared to this marine right here,
Give me orders?
but at the cost of 10 health each time we used stim pack.
Armed and ready.
So, should you
better be
use
good.
stim pack? Absolutely yes,
Gonna give me orders? Been
but
waiting on you.
you should be careful sometimes, especially now when the marine is that low on health.
Will do.
It can die pretty easily. We're stimming this again,
This better be good.
and only one shot, and he was dead.
You gonna
Okay,
You gonna give me orders?
all this covers the upgrades from the tech lab. Let's see the engineering bay upgrades. These upgrades are for the buildings, as we already mentioned in the previous videos, but this one are for all infantry units. So
Upgrade
we are
complete.
upgrading. To upgrade
What's going on?
+2 you would need a factory
Go ahead.
and then a armory. You cannot upgrade immediately after you research +1 attack, as we did right now. I'm allowed here because this is a mod of the game, but in a real game you will not be able to do this.
This better
Okay,
be
let's
good.
see now.
Who wants some?
Our marines have +7 attack and 1 armor.
Been waiting.
I mean
gonna
7
give me orders?
7 damage from 6 and 1 armor from 0.
This better be
Let's
good.
see how the attack goes.
By the number. Been waiting. In the
Let's
rear
repair
with
those.
SCV ready.
Maybe there's a hotkey for fast repair here, but again.
Been waiting on you. Bandit. By the number. Who wants? You gonna give me orders?
This marine is stimmed, this marine is not.
Armed and ready.
We are at +1 attack.
Been
For the duration of the stim,
armed and ready.
and yeah. You can compare those numbers to the others. Right now,
This better. Who
the
wants
+1
some?
attack with stim is a really good
Gonna
combination.
give me orders?
And in Starcraft,
Of course.
most of the time
Yes, sir.
it's
By the numbers,
a timing
boys.
which Terran use
By the numbers,
and
boys.
can deal a lot of damage
You gonna
to
give
the
me orders?
opponent.
Armed and ready.
Alright, now we can upgrade
Upgrade complete.
+3
Been waiting
Upgrade
on you.
complete.
and this is
I'm on it.
the strongest the marine can get.
Got it.
55 health, stim pack, free.
You gonna give me orders?
Late
Been
game,
waiting on you. This better be good.
the unit is really scary because just a handful of Marines for a few seconds can destroy buildings pretty easily. So if you're not looking at your base for 5 to 10 seconds, you might be left with just a couple of buildings, or maybe not even. Okay. We mentioned some of the strengths and weaknesses of the unit, but let's summarize them. So the unit has really efficient and strong upgrades, which make the Marine high damage, mobile, cheap, and it's still quickly produced with the great micro potential due to how the unit turns around, moves,
Got it. Been waiting on you.
and yeah.
You gonna give me armed and ready.
The weaknesses:
Keep your been waiting.
relatively low HP. The stim pack causes even
Want some.
more damage to the
By the numbers, boys.
HP of the unit. It easily dies to splash
Armed and ready.
spells, and units that deal splash damage, such as tanks, banelings, colossus, loses effectiveness against targets with high armor. Because of how the DPS of the Marine works, it shoots very fast but for low amounts of damage. Let's say we have a Tor here. Let's build a Tor really fast.
Move it. Bad news. Thor is here.
Here's our Tor. It has 2 armor, right?
Been
Our
waiting
Marine
on you.
is unupgraded by the Tor.
This better be good. Feel the thunder.
The Marine deals only 4 damage.
By the numbers.
Even stimmed, it's still not dealing that significant
Watch this.
damage to the Tor. But comparing it to another Marine,
By the numbers. Been waiting on you.
it kills it really fast, and not only due to
Armed and ready.
the HP difference of the units, but also due to the armor difference.
Been waiting.
2 armor neglects
You gonna give me orders?
1/3 of the damage the Marine
Keep your
puts.
shirt on, Sparky.
So now you can see how
This better be
effective
good.
armor can be
10-4.
against a unit like
That's
like the
fine.
Marine. To maximize the effectiveness of the Marine, and this goes for other units as well, you should consider attacking immediately after your upgrades are done,
This better be good.
and see if your opponent's upgrades are maybe not yet done. That's when you have a timing, and that's when Marines and other units are most effective. That's the end for this video. As always, I hope you liked it, learned something from it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment. If you didn't like it as well, just leave a comment on why you didn't like it, what suggestions, so I can make better videos in the future. Oh well guys, the Marine video is done, and see you in the next one. Archangel out.